Welcome to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese, and we are back for our Week 11 picks in the NFL. Jose Carlos Gomes continues to dominate with an 89 and 60 record. Gil Santos and myself are at 79 and 70, a full 10 games back, but there's lots of NFL left. And as you know, things can change just like that in 1 week. And if you saw the upsets from last week, then you'll understand why that could happen. It's just a matter of picking them. Hey, Gil, what do you think of Taylor Heineke?
I played well.
I mean, and what do you think of Kirk Cousins this week?
Oh, that's all
Yeah,
Jefferson, buddy.
that's right. He got lucky. Exactly.
That's all
Yeah,
that's all
that,
Jefferson. That's
that was
not
all
on Kirk
Jefferson. He
Cousins,
just
man.
threw the ball up. I know. We'll
Yeah.
talk. We'll talk about that. Okay, let's get into the games, and I'll bring some of that stuff up. Now we are gonna. By the way, guys, please subscribe, like, and comment. We love to hear your feedback. We want subscribers, and we want you to listen. We love it. We're gonna give you lots of entertainment. Coming up after this is the World Cup preview, and trust me, you're gonna want to watch that because there's gonna be some highlight reel action on that show. Let me tell you, because these guys are more passionate about soccer than they are about football. So, but for now, let's do the NFL picks. And boy, am I gonna love picking this first game. And I'm gonna start with Gil on this one. Uh, the Tennessee Titans and Derek O. Henry go to Green Bay to take on the Packers, who can't stop a nosebleed on the run. Gil, who are you taking?
I didn't take the Packers.
Oh,
I
of
really
course he
like.
is. Of course he
I
is.
I, I really like. I really I really I really like everything. Like everything about the like.
He doesn't even know what
He
to say.
doesn't know what he likes. What do you
No,
like about
sorry.
the Packers?
No, something just happened to my computer. I was just wondering
Oh,
what the
oh.
hell it was.
Did the Packers shock you that much last week that you don't know what to say about them?
Well, I liked Watson's look like he was having fun. Maybe the guy has confidence. Maybe Rogers now the team looked happier.
That
It
was
was a
after
big
two
win.
drops, by the way, where Rodgers wanted to kill him.
Yes, yes, but then he
Okay.
got three straight ones.
Yeah.
Then the kid looked like he could catch anything that was thrown at him.
Yeah.
Rogers looked happier at the end of the game. I think that was a motivation win. It was a big win against Dallas. Tennessee, all they got is Henry on the run. The Packers can fill the box and not let and contain because Tannehill's not going to beat them on the throw. So if they can contain Henry, why not? Why shouldn't they win?
Okay. Jose, I'll go to you before I talk about this game.
This one was a back and forth for me to pick. I can go both ways. So you got the run game with Tennessee, and then you got Tennessee good defense. You got Green Bay that coming off a big win against Dallas. I don't know. It's just a tough game to pick, man. But Thursday night, Lambeau Field. I'm gonna go with Green Bay in this one. I don't know why, but I have a gut feeling that Green Bay is gonna pull it off, and Rodgers is gonna. I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers, what's his name? Aaron Jones is gonna have a big running game, and I think Green Bay wins this game.
So
Time
I
to run
learned,
the table.
yeah, well, so I learned my lesson last week, and I hope everyone else did too. There's no such thing as a lock in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys had a 14-point lead going to the fourth quarter last week. It was the first time in their entire history that they blew a 14-point fourth quarter lead. 156 games, guys. They had not blown that lead. And last week they blew that lead. But I remember saying to Jose, I'm not going to bet him because the run defense is weak and Cowboys are a choking dog team. And look what happened. Just before I go on, the Dallas Cowboys have a shit coach and they have a chicken shit organization because when you're up 14 points and you stop running the ball, even though you're running for 10 yards on every single play, they had some guy named James I've never heard of running all over the Packers. And that's why I'm picking the Titans because you can stack the box all you want. Because what I saw last week was Tony Pollard and James running all over the Packers and the stupid Cowboys choking that game away by throwing in the fourth quarter, by doing the opposite game plan that was there to win, and Green Bay doing the right game plan to win. And not only that, they won't kick a field goal in overtime because they're idiots. So I got the Titans because I think Mike Vrabel is at least a smart coach. Mark McCarthy, he just looks up into the sky and hopes, prays for snow. So I got the Titans because O. Henry is the best running back in the NFL, and Green Bay's run defense is terrible. Tannehill will mix in the play action, and they'll win this game. I'm not convinced that all of a sudden they're going to run the table after losing 5 in a row. They couldn't stop Barkley. They couldn't stop the Jets' run game. They're not going to stop O. Henry either. So I got Tennessee in this one. Now we go to a game that I wish Tony Barbosa was here for. Yeah, I'm angry because stuff like that happens to me when I bet games. Things happen for the first time in the history of the franchise for me to lose. Okay? Now we go. Yeah, that's what's been happening to me this year. Okay? Now we go to a game I wish Barbosa was here for. The Philadelphia Eagles, who I guess we all realize now are a little bit fraudulent. They lost to Taylor Heineke last week, and if you watch that game, Washington was pumped up because the coach's mother died. I wish I would have known that ahead of time. But they go to Indianapolis to take on the revitalized Colts. Oh, I can't wait for Tony to talk about this later. They got to win in LA, and I should have stuck to my guns and gone against the Raiders for the rest of the year because they're garbage. And Josh McDaniels, I can't believe still has a job right now. Jose, I'll start with you on this one. Who do you got?
Indy's on the high right now with the new coach. They finally found how to block for the run game. But I just think the Eagles are gonna stack the box, and that defense will stop them. And I don't see the Colts keeping up with them in points, so I'm taking the Eagles in this.
Yo,
I'm gonna go with the Colts. I've always said the Eagles were fragile. The record was better than what they actually are. They're a good team. I think the Colts with Taylor now, and they're playing for Jeff Saturdays. I think they're playing for themselves. Um, I don't know. I think if it's not for Hurts, Philly can't do anything. He has to run out of the pocket. I think the Colts' D might be enough to contain him in the pocket and get to him.
okay, I'm not convinced yet. I was very impressed with the Colts last week, although they beat a really garbage team who's fragile, has no confidence right now, and has an owner that believes his coach is doing a good job, even though it's 2-7. It's like saying Nathaniel Hackett's doing a good job in Denver right now. I will take Philadelphia because I don't want to give up on an 8-1 team yet to an Indianapolis Colts team that had one win with a coach that's never coached. So I'll go with the Eagles in this one, but the Colts could keep it going, but I'm not convinced yet. So I'll take the Eagles. The LA Rams, who look like the worst defending Super Bowl champion in history, go to New Orleans to take on a team that's still starting Andy Dalton. Good luck. Gil, what do you got?
Um, what an ugly game.
Yeah.
And that's our defending champions, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Saints at home. The Rams, Stafford's banged up, Cooper Kupp's banged up, that whole team is just banged up. The Saints at least still have Kamara. Their defense is not too bad. I'm gonna take the Saints at home.
Jose?
It's one of those games. Depends who's playing quarterback and stuff like that. Who's going to be playing and who's not. If Stafford plays, then you know what? I'm just going to take LA Rams, hoping that Stafford plays, and so yeah, I'm taking the Rams.
I don't like either one of these teams, but I like New Orleans defense. The Rams have struggled all year on offense this year, and without Cooper Kupp, they'll be lucky to score over 10 points in this game. Hopefully, Andy Dalton gets 13. I'll take New Orleans. To a game that I will tell you right now, I'm taking the over in. The Chicago Bears, who are all offense right now after trading their two best defensive players, go to Atlanta to take on the run-oriented Falcons. Gil, who do you got in this one?
It's gonna be a tough game. You know, the Fields looks like he's out there running for his life, for his job. The Falcons, they played bad last week, but I think they'll bounce back. Bad loss, still fighting for the division here. Chicago pretty much is long shot even for the wild card. But so I'm gonna go with Atlanta at home.
Jose?
I agree with Gil. I think Atlanta needs this game more than Chicago does. Although Chicago is improving offensively with Justin Fields, but I just think the Falcons will run out the ball, keep them off the field. Taking Atlanta in this one.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm accurate on this, but I think Detroit won for the first time in like 3 years on the road last week in Chicago. So therefore, I will take Atlanta. The Taylor Heineke-led Washington Commanders, who thankfully are continuing to start him over the disaster that is Carson Wentz, go to Houston to take on the Texans, who have shown some signs of life. Tough game. Jose, what do you got in this one?
The Commanders. I think they're starting to get like guys back. Supposedly Chase Young's supposed to come back this week too on the defense, so that's going to make them more dangerous defensively. They're rolling right now. They're playing good football, running the ball. They're throwing the ball. The Houston Texans are a team they're playing for the top picks in the draft. So I'm taking who am I taking this? I'm taking the
Commanders, or you changed your mind?
No, I'm taking the Commanders. I'm taking
All right.
Commanders.
Gil.
Well, I'm going with Houston. I've seen this before. I've seen these games before where they just came off solid Monday night. They beat the 8-0 team, and then they go right back to next week to a 1 p.m. game, and they just get drilled by a bad team. And everybody's like, what the hell happened? I've seen this too much. Houston.
I can't disagree with what Gil just said, but Houston has the worst run defense in the NFL. I got Washington. The New York Jets, who are flying high off a bye week, go to New England to take on whatever's left of the Patriots. This game is a lot more interesting now that the Bills lost again last week. The entire division is up for grabs, and the Jets are one of those teams. So Jose, who do you got in this one?
I like the Patriots. I just think Belichick owns the Jets, and so I'm taking the Patriots. I don't.
Gil?
For some reason, I agree with Jose. I vision the Jets making a lot of mistakes this game. It's just something that the Patriots always done to the Jets. So I'm going to take the Patriots as well.
I think this will be a mistake-filled game. I think both teams will make mistakes. But I've seen this before where I feel like the last game they played, if not for all those turnovers, the Jets would have won. So if they don't turn it over, then the Jets win. So I'll take the Jets in New England. The Detroit Lions, who, as I mentioned, won for the first time in like 3 years on the road in Chicago somehow because of a missed extra point, go to the Giants to take on the shockingly good G-Men this year with Saquon Barkley after 2 years showing he's a number 2 pick again, and Daniel Jones just getting it done somehow. Gil, this would normally be an ugly bowl, but it's kind of an important game. What do you got?
The problem is the Lions really can't play defense.
No.
Unless
against your Packers. Against your Packers, they can play defense.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just them.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Giants based off Barkley's run. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions win this game, but yeah, I'll take the G-Men in a close, tight game.
Jose?
I agree with Gil. I'm going to take the G-Men, but it's going to be a closer game than people think. I think the Lions offensively they could put up points. It's just their defense that's questionable, and with that run game with the Giants and the defense that the Giants have, I think the Giants will win this game.
I'm taking the Giants. If Detroit wins 2 in a row on the road, I quit betting football forever. To Carolina, who are starting Baker Mayfield again. They're going to take on a well-rested and loaded Baltimore Ravens team. I don't think we got to spend too much time on this one. Gil and Jose, who do you have?
I got Baltimore.
Baltimore at home.
Yeah, I got the Ravens. Carolina has played better recently, but Baltimore with all their players and a rested team are that's going to be not pretty, I think, for Mr. Baker Mayfield. But good luck to him. The Cleveland Browns were very close to getting Deshaun Watson back, but Brissett's done a good job keeping him in there. They go to Buffalo to take on the absolutely disastrous Buffalo Bills with a quarterback that's lost all of his confidence and in close games is a complete disaster. Josh Allen has lost the last 2 games for the Bills. That can't even be debated with bad turnovers, bad decisions. And when he's in close games, the team's 2-7. So for all you people that love Josh Allen and think that the Super Bowl favorites, if the game's close, you're in trouble. Having said that, Gil, who do you like in this game?
That's a perfect bounce back game for Allen to get back on his feet. I think Bills win this game at home. It's gonna be nice and cold. Cleveland has Watson. He's practicing now, so it's gonna be a change when they change. I probably would play with Brissett the rest of the year if I was actually. He hasn't been that bad, but this is a perfect bounce back for Buffalo.
Jose?
I'm gonna take an upset here. I think I'm gonna take Cleveland. It's supposed to snow a lot. It's supposed to be a one of those big snow things. I just see Hunt and Chubb running the ball, keep running the ball down their throats. And the way I think they need the way Allen's been playing lately, just been trying to throw the ball into tight spaces. I think the Cleveland defense could stop him here and there in a couple of drives. I like Buffalo too, but I'm gonna go with the upset over here. I'm gonna take Cleveland.
I don't disagree with Jose on this one because the last time that they had snow in Buffalo, they almost lost to Falcons at home, and Josh Allen threw 3 picks. I will take Buffalo because they're in a situation now where they're not even leading their division. They don't win this game, they could be out of the playoff picture. Like the AFC is loaded. They go to 6-4. They could be out of the playoffs. They got to win this game. They've got to rebound. It's not a bad idea to take Cleveland with that run game if it's snowing. But I'm going to take Buffalo because they really need to win this game. Otherwise, they could be last in the division after this game because New England's at 5-5. So the Jets are ahead of them right now. Buffalo's in 3rd place in their own division. So this is a big game and a big rebound game. I expect them to win. And for Mr. Malfair, who I knew was watching, Kirk Cousins got lucky last week. The guy threw 2 picks and was just tossing the ball up to Jefferson, and Josh Allen gave that game away. That wasn't because of Kirk Cousins is bling bling in the plane, okay? That was all Allen choking, not Kirk Cousins. All right. And Dalvin Cook had a field day too. But anyway, we'll talk about them when we get to that game. To the absolutely disastrous Las Vegas Raiders, who I'm officially saying it now, are the biggest disappointment in the NFL this year. They go to take on the Denver Broncos. This might be the first time I take the Denver Broncos without even hesitation. Gil, I know who you're taking.
Yeah, same thing.
Jose.
I'm taking Denver, but it's gonna be a close game.
It will be a close game because these division games are close. But it could be a very low scoring game because Russell Wilson is just terrible right now. Like I don't know what to say, but they're still going to beat the Raiders because of their defense. The Cincinnati Bengals, they had a bye week. Maybe they fixed some of their problems. They still got Chase out. They're going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, who got a win against New Orleans last week. I don't know what that says. I noticed Jose picked up a backup running back. That must mean that the Harris is hurt. Jose, who do you got in this one?
I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Um, I just think with TJ Watt back, I think it gives them a different dynamic on the defense. They'll get pressured on Burrow. I think Mixon's performance a couple of weeks ago was out of this world, but it's once in a blue moon. It's not gonna ever happen again. So I'm gonna take Pittsburgh in an upset.
Gil.
Yeah, I agree with Jose. Watt's back. Burrows is he's like a sack factory. So I think Pittsburgh with Watt back, they won it last week. Harris is a questionable, but Warren's not bad either. But Pittsburgh at home, I think they'll beat Cincy.
Pittsburgh beat Cincinnati week 1 somehow with Cincy's entire team healthy. So I've got Pittsburgh winning this game with Cincinnati not 100% healthy at home. The Dallas Cowboys, who I repeat are a big choking dog team when they have big games. They're like one of those teams like when you expect something from them, they're gonna choke. When you expect nothing, they're gonna win. That's what they are. They go to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, who are somehow 8-1. I don't know how they're 8-1, but they're 8-1. Some of these games that they've won, I can't even. It goes beyond comprehension that they've won some of these games, even against weak opponents. I'm going to start with Gil because I know he hates both these teams. Who do you got? The division's gone, Gil. The division's gone. You're not catching them, so there's
no. I know,
yeah.
but Minnesota is doing what the Eagles are doing.
Yes.
The record is not what they are, and they sure fluked one out with Buffalo because those are just Jefferson catches because those would have been thrown over the wide receivers in another team.
Yeah.
Right. So that was
Buffalo gave away the game 4 separate times.
Game is in Minnesota. I just don't trust Cousins. The Cousins thing. I think Prescott outplays him. Cowboys Deacon held it up. I think the Cowboys are gonna win.
Jose?
It's not a prime time game, so I'm taking Minnesota.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Jose just took my line. It's not a primetime game, which means Cousins is not going to be in that situation where he's playing Philadelphia and throwing 3 picks in the end zone. Dakota Prescott right now, he's getting into Cousins territory for me. I don't see the difference between the two right now, so I'll take Minnesota. The Kansas City Chiefs, who are just, I mean, they're a very interesting team to me because yes, they've dominated games, but they've also played games where they probably shouldn't have won and won. They go to the Chargers to take on the unpredictable Chargers. I don't know. Jose, who do you got?
KC all the way. That's all I got to say. KC's going to win.
Gil.
Yeah, I think KC's going to win. The Chargers are banged up. They were saying they might get Allen back. That would have been if they do. KC's defense though has problems. They played at the beginning. I believe KC won by a field goal, barely.
Yes, when both teams were fully healthy. Well, actually,
well, they were fully.
I think Allen was still out for that game, but yeah.
Because the Chargers healthy, they can make some damage here. But
yeah, don't remind me that half their team was out. We barely beat them, Gil. Don't remind
me. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go to Chiefs. I have to. I just can't do it.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Chiefs. This is a game that I wish that I could take like on Saturday because all indications are, or there's been rumors that both Mike Williams and Keenan Allen could be back, but I don't know if they're going to be back. If they are back, I would have taken the Chargers in this game, but I don't know that. Because I don't know that, I'm taking the Chiefs. And to the Mexico special, I didn't know this until I checked it today, but San Francisco is playing Arizona in Mexico, which kind of changes the dynamic a little bit. The 49ers continue to struggle on offense. They struggled to beat the Chargers last week, which was disappointing to me. I don't understand this offense. I don't understand how they they continue to kick field goals when they're so loaded on offense. I know what it is, but I'm trying to be nice today. Um, and then you got Arizona, who's a complete disaster. Gil, uh, any guesses on this one?
Well, I saw an interview and it said that Garoppolo is 10-2 without when he doesn't throw for a touchdown. So
Correct.
that's amazing. So if he
Yeah.
doesn't throw for touchdowns, you should win this game. Kyle Murray and Hopkins were yelling at each other last game. It was bad. AJ Green was just looking at them like they were crazy. That team's just dysfunctional. The
Yep.
coach stepped in. It was you can tell they're faster.
There's problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's problems. They got to fix things in Arizona.
Yeah.
So I think the Niners defense are gonna hold up, and they can just run it in and kick field goals, and they'll keep winning.
Yeah. Jose?
Oh, 49ers are gonna win. Too many injuries right now for Arizona. Although 49ers do struggle against Arizona with their running quarterbacks and stuff like that, mobile quarterbacks. We don't know if Kyler Murray is going to play or not. But even if he doesn't, even if he plays, I think the Niners should win this game.
This game scares me. Whether Colt McCoy or Kyler Murray starts, because I believe Colt McCoy beat the 49ers a couple of years ago. So I got to pick San Francisco. Arizona looks like a coach. They're trying to get the coach fired right now. The quarterback's not happy. The receiver's not happy. They put that clause in his contract, and ever since then, this team's been a kind of a disaster. Connor came back last week. It didn't help. They released Eno Benjamin. Didn't even tell him he was released. Like there's a lot of stuff going on right now that's weird in Arizona. So I'm going to pick San Fran. San Fran has to win this game to keep pace. They're only 5-4, and so they got to get to 6-4 and keep pace with Seattle and try to keep pace with Tampa Bay and other teams to stay in the playoff race. I mean, Atlanta's right there with them with the tiebreaker, so they got to win this game because it's going to get tougher for San Fran coming up. So I got the 49ers. So those are our picks. Tell us what you guys think and what your picks are. This was a little bit easier for me this week than last week, but as you know, there's no such thing as easy in the NFL. Just look at some of the upsets last week to understand what I'm trying to say. But that's our show for this week. Guys, stay tuned because believe me, as melatonin this show was, wait till you hear the World Cup preview because it's gonna get fired up. I already know because it's starting on Monday and we're ready to go. We're fired up. So stay tuned for that. That will be next. We're gonna bring our friend Tony Barbosa on the show to give us his picks. But until that show begins shortly, I'm the mouth of North Andrews. That's Gilbert Santos, and that's Jose Carlos Gomes. We will see you very soon on the Reese Report.